Hey YouTube, it's Jethro here. Just got a 48-hour shift. Got me a couple hours of sleep. Be working in the garden this afternoon, and because I'm working in the garden, I got a lot to catch up on. I ain't got time to sit behind the stove all day. So an in and out thing I can do is cook in my Dutch ovens. I've talked about it a bit. Today we're going to do Hawaiian pork roast. Went to Save-A-Lot. They had a shoulder roast, a picnic roast, for 88 cents a pound. So this big old roast here was $5. What I've got is some pineapple chunks. I've got some green bell peppers, some Vidalia onions. I do have some barbecue sauce, and that will mix in with the juice off the pineapples. For seasonings, I've got my own Creole seasoning I make. It's just going to give me a little bit of a spice. Pink salt, which the pink salt is from Mongolia. Supposedly, don't taste much different than regular salt, to tell you the truth. We got a little pepper. We got some extra onion powder, and we got a little bit of garlic. So I'm going to get down and get this baby ready. I don't trim any fat off of it. All I do is rub it down. I'm going to go out and get my fire going for the Dutch oven, and we'll get out there and get that baby heating up. So anybody who's got any kind of cast iron, you can do this in the house in the oven, or you can do it outside. I'm going to do it outside today. Just a good day to do it. So when I get it ready, we'll be back. Okay guys, so there she is. I'm going to leave the fat cap on it, and it does seem like it still has a rind. Okay, I go to cooking that, and I'm going to brown it off real good, and I usually cook with fat up so it bastes the meat. I'll probably go ahead and do that this way, but I'm going to leave that rind on there because it's got quite a thick layer of fat for basting. When it's done, I'll just take a fork into that thing and peel it right off. Seasoning really ain't going to penetrate that a whole lot, but what it's going to do is, as it gets sweaty, it's going to melt down around and get underneath the meat, plus in all the other stuff I put underneath it. Also, I didn't mention is I'm going to use just a touch of brown sugar to sweeten that sauce up with that pineapple chunk, and it's just going to kind of set off a Hawaiian flavor. And I also got a couple lemons sitting over there, somewhere there. So I'm going to go get my fire ready, and we'll be back in a few. Okay guys, what I got here is just a nice pile of charcoal. You can use wood on this. I prefer using ash if you have it, and that's just a real clean burning wood around my area. It does basically burn all down to ash, but it just cooks so good, and it cooks so even. Also use hickory, oak. We got a lot of white and red oak around here. But today, I'm in a hurry. I'm using charcoal. So, we're going to light her up real quick. Redneck lighter. Guys, that was done in real time. That's about all it takes. As long as you got a little bit of gray on the coals, and we'll come back here in about 20 minutes, and it's actually going to have most of those coals set off, and it will be ready to cook on. We'll be back in a bit. Okay guys, what I've done is I took a couple pieces of my white oak and placed it on the west side of the blocks I've got set up there. And the reason being is my breeze is out of the east, and what I'm trying to do is go ahead and get them coals going really hot. Got my Dutch oven on top, and what I need to do is go ahead and sear this roast. Now, picnic roast, like I say, is traditionally, it's a tough roast, and it's a slow cooking roast. You want to cook it over a long period of time. It's nothing you just throw on the grill and pull off in a couple hours and eat. I've only got about 4 hours to do this, so I'm going to cook it a little bit higher temp than what I normally do. But in the Dutch oven, once you put that lid on there and you set your heat up on top, you got heat underneath. I mean, it's almost like a steamer, pressure cooker. I mean, it will, in 4 hours, that roast should be done, should be coming apart. But the first part of it is I need to get the sear on, and she ain't doing the sizzle thing yet, but the fire's picked up a little bit. It won't take long, and I'll be back with you in a few. Okay guys, next prep on this, I just pulled it off the fire. what we're going to do, you can see we got some nice brownage all the way around. I'm still using my same meat pan. I'm not worried about cross contamination right at this point because everything's still going to be cooked for another 3 or 4 hours. But what I like to do, I stole the baby cabbage out of the garden. Wasn't quite ready yet, but we're going to use it anyway. I got 40 heads, so I got plenty. And the best thing is to line the bottom of this. And even though I'm calling it Hawaiian pork and it's going to have a sweet and you think cabbage yuck, trust me, this stuff cooks down. It's going to put a whole new flavor in there that people are going to say, what's that extra flavor? And you're going to tell them, I can't tell you, I had to kill you. But it really is good. So I'm going to put a bed of that down. I'm going to throw my roast right back in on top. And this does also, it'll help protect that bottom of that roast. It takes all them juices in, and it really gives a great flavor. What I have here is 2 cans of pineapples. I've got 2 onions. And I've got about 4 bell peppers, all diced up. I'm just going to take and work them babies in there any way I can get them. I want them stuffed. I want all them juices to sit there and steam that. I'm going to go ahead and also add about, a cup of water or so just to get it started with the juices. I don't want nothing getting too hot. At this point, I'm going to spread my coals out. Get my shovel. Over we can see this. Leave that oak smoldering. All I want to do is kind of make me a hole in the center here. Put me a couple coals underneath. They don't look too hot. They're going to be slow cooking because they'll be right next to the ground smothered in. Go ahead and let the pile to the side. Alright. There's my trusty lifter. I'm going to set that baby right on top. And they do have a combination or calculation for the coals on these. This is like a 12-inch oven. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with way too many, but I got ash in it too. So the ash kind of helps keep it a little bit cooler, insulated. And we'll keep these a little bit away from the side. Here in about 30-45 minutes, I'm going to take my charcoal chimney and I'm going to light off another batch of charcoal. As that burns down, I'm going to have to add to it a couple more times because, like I say, it's going to go for about 4 hours. But right now, she's like a Ronco product. We set it, we're going to forget it for a while. Okay guys, so she's not quite heating up as fast as I want it to. What I'm going to end up doing, it's actually sizzling the grass. But I'm going to go ahead, being these coals are nice and white hot, right this second, I'm going to place that in the oven directly on them. It's not going to take probably 1-2 minutes for that thing to get up to really super searing hot, and I'm going to flip it over a couple times and then I'll spread my coals out and show you the process of covering it up. Whoo-wee! It's only been a couple minutes since I threw on them coals and I had to put the grate back up there. Like I said, it brings super heat super quick. Got my Crispies all done up. I'm going to keep browning around and we'll be back in a few.